Imagine it's the roaring 20s, a time of flapper dresses and jazz music. For a group of young women, a new job opportunity seems like a dream come true. It's glamorous, well-paying, and involves a magical new element, radium. They were hired to paint the numbers on watch dials, making them glow in the dark. The work was so delicate, and the girls became artists, meticulously painting tiny figures. They were nicknamed the Ghost Girls, and for a beautiful reason. The fine radium dust would settle on their hair, skin, and clothes, making them shimmer and glow. They loved it. They would even wear their best dresses to work, knowing that later that night at the dance halls, they would literally sparkle under the dim lights. They painted their fingernails with it, even their teeth, just for fun. They were living, breathing stars, the envy of their town. But this magical dust held a dark, deadly secret. To get the brush tips fine enough for the tiny numbers on the watch faces, their supervisors taught them a specific technique. They called it lip dip paint. You take the brush, put it between your lips to make a fine point, dip it in the glowing green paint, and then carefully paint the dial, again and again. Lip dip paint, hundreds of times a day. Naturally, the girls were curious. Is this stuff safe? They asked. Their bosses, the very people they trusted, lied to their faces. It's perfectly harmless, they'd say. Some even claimed it was so safe it could cure ailments and that a little bit would put a rosy glow in their cheeks. So, with every lip, these young women were swallowing a dose of potent, radioactive poison. They were told it was safer than table salt, but they were ingesting nuclear radiation. Then, the horror began. It started subtly. A toothache. Then another. Soon, their teeth started falling out, often without any pain at all, just loosening and coming away. Dentists were baffled. When they pulled a tooth, the jawbone underneath wouldn't heal. Instead, it would just keep bleeding, leaving a festering, open sore. This was the beginning of a condition so horrific, it was named after the element that caused it, radium jaw. Their jawbones were literally disintegrating. The radium, which the body mistakes for calcium, had settled into their bones. It was like a relentless internal machine gun, firing radioactive particles that riddled their skeletons with holes. Their bones became brittle, like honeycomb, breaking under the slightest pressure. They suffered from crippling anemia, constant fatigue, and tumors that grew to enormous sizes. These vibrant young women, once the life of the party, were falling apart while they were still alive. Their bodies became their own prisons, slowly and agonizingly crumbling from the inside out. The story doesn't end with their tragic deaths. Here's the truly haunting twist. Radium has a half-life of 1,600 years. This means it takes 1,600 years for its radioactivity to reduce by half. The women died, but the radium that they ingested did not. It is still just as active today as it was a century ago. Here's a chilling, verifiable fact. If you were to visit the graves of the Radium Girls today with a Geiger counter, a device that detects radiation, it would still click. And it would click loudly. Decades after they were buried, their bones, their very skeletons, are still glowing inside their coffins. They are the eternal ghosts. There remains a radioactive warning that will continue to glow for more than 1,000 years to come. Their fight for justice changed labor laws forever, ensuring no one would have to suffer the same fate. But their silent, glowing skeletons are a permanent reminder of the price they paid. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as haunting as I did, please like and subscribe for more untold histories.